Texas, is the inclusion of black, right? Why play black? Death and Taxes is already good enough. Why splash for a second
Um,
color?
but the thing is that Bob is really good. Bob is like unbelievably good. That guy draws so many cards for nothing, just nothing at all. This is probably Aether Vial go, yeah, with the Caracas. So that already curtails some things that Andrew's going to try and do.
Does Andrew play any way of or no wastelands, right?
Yeah, he might. Ooh, draw, discard the Grave Titan. Try and Caracas this.
Wow, wow, wow.
So he probably Andrew probably has a turn 1 or turn 2 reanimate there, which is going to get a little bit harder with that Thalia.
Yeah, Dahlia is gonna at least delay the game a turn, but
Yeah,
if this Titan gets reanimated,
it's going to be
Garrett's
very hard for Garrett to deal with if that Swords to Plowshares in his hand does not get dealt with from Andrew. I think it is correct to not force the Thalia there to play around Swords, even if you had Force. I don't think I would have played it against the Thalia. I think that's a fine card. Your Grave Titan is going to beat it as long as you follow your a plan. Um,
we see Andrew trying to
yeah,
cast
he's going to pass a
something.
Lotus Petal here. Yeah.
Ah, there we go. Lotus Petal costing one more because Thalia is in play, so setting up for
Next
the
turn
next
animate,
turn.
hopefully. Um, and here from Garrett, he's kind of in a tight spot. He probably just passes the turn. From what I saw, he has 2 lands, a Swords to Plowshares, and a Stoneforge Mystic in hand.
The swords is going to be very important. So
Yeah.
tapping out
Oh, a
for
Bob that I did not see. Oh, and a Jite.
a
That
jet.
was a land that I thought. So Jite costing 1 more because of that Thalia. And now...
So Andrew's actually kind of in trouble. If he reanimates this Grave Titan and doesn't do anything with it except for the 2 zombies that come out, he's depending on the reanimation spell, he's going to be at the same life or just 6 life higher, and he's thinking about cracking LED
the pedal? I don't know for what.
or sorry, the pedal.
Oh, going to try and daze the Umezawa's Jite by cracking a pedal and returning the island.
Do you think this is correct?
I think I don't see the rest of his hand, but I can't imagine that it would be. I mean, you set yourself back 2 turns that way. You basically give your opponent 2 time walks. That's a little bit too pricey for me. But he doesn't have another land. I mean, he does have the reanimate, so there is that.
Right, but what I'm saying is Andrew at this point recourse for a Swords to Plowshares is not very good.
No, and especially because he does not have the mana to pay for a Force of Will in his hand. So this is just going to get eaten.
There's the Bob for free. Coming in from accounting department, flipping over the top card of his deck. Getting Flicker Wisp.
Flicker Wisp.
Falling down to 17.
17?
First Blood. Now, does he tick it up? No.
No, he does not. Doesn't care about the main,
Doesn't care about...
but the instant speed Flicker Wisp.
Well, maybe not yet. He might later on. Here comes 2 mana for Swords.
That one. Very...
Andrew going back up to 17.
Yeah, it certainly undoes the damage that Reanimate did, but I don't think that's the way that he wanted it to be done.
No, it was not. Garrett only playing having no lands in play, but he's got another Bob and
So he has a Stoneforge
Stoneforge.
Mystic in hand, and as well as a Flicker Wisp. So Stoneforge Mystic can come in this turn and get a Batter Skull. These zombies are just not doing too much.
No, Andrew is basically left without any kind of gas. He's going to need to try to find another way to reanimate another creature through the amount of pressure that Garrett's putting on him and the no lands that Andrew's drawing.
Yeah, it's
That's
quite
really
difficult.
that's really what's getting Andrew right now.
If he had another land, he would have probably won this game. He would have had the Force of Will for that Swords to Plowshares. And this game would be looking completely different. But as it stands, I don't see him coming back from this. think this Aether Vial is going to get ticked up to 3. So he's saying Bob first and then the Aether Vial.
Bob takes 3.
So he's taken 6 life so far, but I don't think he's too worried about it. He's
Now-
ticking it up.
Now going to 3. The Flicker Wisp is ready to be flashed in. I don't
Flicker
think
Wisp deals pretty well with one of the tokens.
it does.
I think you put your Jite on the Thalia. Or just attack with it, that's fine. Play the long game. Garrett's not worried about anything. He's holding a mana open for maybe another Sword Splashers that he drew, something like
So,
that.
again-
he's so far ahead at this point.
I
that
pose
it
the
doesn't
question, why run any swamps?
Well, Bob is extraordinarily good. Just insane.
I know, but you don't need swamps.
You mean just run it off of the caverns and the
Aether Vials.
Vials?
That's all you got.
All
That's all
right,
you need.
all right.
Does
That
it
could work. How many swamps does he run? I mean, 4 scrubland. Well, turns out that you also want to run Thoughtseize, so swamp's a pretty good card.
All right. In comes the Batterskull.
Yeah,
A legacy-defining
this
card.
should be GG, especially now that Flicker Wisp is also coming down. This turn should be,
See if he remembers.
unless he wants to hold it for tricks, which I don't think you really care. I think you just crush for damage.
I must crush you.
Nah. He values the trick. I mean, Garrett has been playing this Dark Death and Taxes deck for a very long time. Probably very comfortable with all the lines. Very comfortable with sequencing, which is quite important in this deck.
There's a question in Twitch about snow-covered plains being anything but style points, and I don't think
It's
so.
only style points,
Right.
Unfortunately, but it's cool style points. You know, they look better. A little bit chillier. Keep you cool in the long tournaments.
I guess.
Take the germ token. All right, seems fine.
Germ token goes down, but 2 counters get added to the Jite, and dropping Andrew's chance of success down to -10.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite hard for him to come back this round. I would be very impressed if the top of his deck pulled him out of this one.
Garrett's like, your turn.
Yeah, no cares in the world on that side. So he has another Lotus Petal there. Probably did not want to draw 3 of those after the Thalia came down. Gonna play it anyway, though.
Lotus Petal for 1, and is
He is just dead.
this is what you would call dead on board, right, Kevin?
Yep.
He's coming in. Is he going to flicker? Yep, the Batterskull. There it is. Reloads the germ.
Boom.
And untap and get going. Untap step. Triggers, don't even care. Miss him on purpose. Nope.
No, he's good. He's good. He's doing it. And he says, that Saravenger is too much. I cannot deal with that card. GG.
No.
Into game 2.
All right. On to game 2 we go. Let's see. What does the Reanimator have? Or what is the Reanimator?
So
deck?
Reanimator is going to bring in some Abrupt Decays and Massacre. And even a couple of more Thought Seizes to deal with this early sort of white nonsense going on from Garrett.
Okay. Garrett's going to try to bring in. Let's see
Wow.
here.
Rest in Peace and Containment Priest. That is pretty good. Plus a Thought Seize and Enlightened Tutor to find him. Sounds really good from Garrett.
Yeah, he's bringing in at least 3, maybe 4, maybe Vindicate.
So Rest in Peace plus Containment Priest plus Thought Seize plus Enlightened Tutor is 6.
Notably, there is a Bitter Blossom in the sideboard also.
And that has been a favorite of Garrett's. A Bitter Blossom to blow open the mirror and the Miracles matchup. It is a single card threat against Miracles that constantly needs to be dealt with. And it's quite difficult for them if they didn't bring in the Wear and Tear.
That's
actually.
right. They do, though.
A lot of the time, yeah.
A lot of the time.
You do want to deal with that Jite and that Batterskull and Aether Vial and
So
bunch of nonsense like that.
going back to Pithing Needle being an excellent answer to a lot of land problems, which is what
Yeah,
Andrew's
it's
going to
there
be.
for the Caracas.
He doesn't.
Definitely.
He doesn't have one.
He has 2 in the main deck.
Oh, in the main deck.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Very, very forward thinking. A lot of the time, Reanimator boards in Pithing Needles. It's just a very good, versatile card to try and answer the hate with. And Andrew's saying, no, I'll just pre-board. I like those cards well enough that just stick them in the main deck.
Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, I got it iced? It wasn't supposed to be iced. Okay, that's fine.
So, other concerns. I don't know where Andrew's going to find all of his sideboard slots. He had a lot of stuff to bring in. Maybe some of the hapless researchers, maybe some of the lotus petals make way. But he is going to have to bring in a bayou and a tropical island to make room for these abrupt decays.
What about the J-Spid Prodigy?
I think it's interesting, but and it might be brought in as a way to attract swords to plowshares, as it were. As you really want them to swords your useless guy that doesn't really do anything, versus your Gristlebrand, which does a lot of things.
I'd like to also just take a quick second to point out Andrew's shuffling technique. It seems pretty random. A lot of people, with the way that pile shuffling works, they question people's abilities to efficiently randomize their own deck.
Yeah.
So Andrew did look like he was randomly shuffling his piles there, so we're not going to ding him too bad for execution. But it did look. I know if anybody was looking, it did look a little suspicious. But that's that. If they continue to shuffle after the fact, that's what's important.
Yeah.
Even if a pile shuffler immediately presents like right after.
That is a straight investigation from the judge.
Right. Immediately call judge and
yeah.
ask them to please look at the top 7 cards of their deck, or at least any other. They may have mana weaved, and at that point you have
a known deck.
Yeah.
Or a semi-known deck, which is
just still bad.
Not what you want. So Reanimator's going to be on the play here, which is very good for him. Try and get out underneath the Thalia.
Yeah, hopefully better than the discard go strategy, which is good, but it doesn't it's a little slow. It takes 3 turns to set up.
Yeah.
And
or at least it did with the Thalia.
Right. Well, even without it, the soonest you're going to get a guy out and attacking is turn 3.
Yeah.
So that's a little slow in this format to some decks.
Yeah, and it is a little slow with the Grave Titan in particular, because Grave Titan is one of the only reanimation targets that goes really wide very quickly.
He's a glutton for punishment.
Oh, he is a glutton. That is true. And we see Andrew not liking his 7, throwing it back, looking at his 6. But one of the kind of weaknesses of Death and Taxes is very quick combo decks, but it doesn't seem like that's going to matter too much, as Andrew's going to 5.
Wow. Going to 5 in any format feels horrible.
It's just very bad.
Free mind rots at the beginning of any game.
Especially in Legacy, where card quality and matching card resources matters so much that it's really a huge hindrance. Hopefully he does find a quick combo, and we see an actual game out of this one.
Let's see. What is Andrew's attempted reanimator targets here? We really want to see Elishnorn and Iona.
Elishnorn is incredibly good. I think it's pretty unbeatable, except for Caracas. The same for Iona. The only thing to worry about is that Caracas. Here he might get punished for the Underground Sea if Garrett has any wastelands. But Garrett just finding a basic plains. He has 6 fetch lands in his deck, so it's pretty straightforward. 2 plains, 4 scrub lands, and 6 fetches. So 6 sources, 6 fetches to find them.
Mother of Rune's really not doing a whole lot in this matchup.
No, but it is still quite excellent, because of the ability to force through damage and the ability to possibly counter an uncounterable Abrupt Decay.
True. It's still it doesn't do much in the sense of forwarding Garrett's game plan or stopping Andrew's. What it does is it gives protection to your hate pieces.
Yeah, and Andrew is going to be Brainstorm locked. He does have the Abrupt Decay in hand as well, but Mother of Ruins is going to be on target to protect itself.
Andrew's got a few forces though, right?
He has a Force and a Misdirection that he did board in. Misdirection, really great card against Swords to Plowshares. It's actually an MVP against Abrupt Decay. It's one of the few ways to really deal with it. But Mother of Ruins is getting in for one.
You don't see this too often, but when you this is the equivalent of a Mexican mom throwing a chancla.
Yes, that is true. And here we see a Thalia, which is just going to get snapped, Force of Will. Get that out of here. And he's pitching the Misdirection, so he does not value it too highly against that Swords to Plowshares.
Well, you can't have too many discard. You can't have after you've been mind rotted.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to have too much card disadvantage. Once you have been.
Okay, so Andrew's
like
not technically locked anymore because he has a
he has an
Entomb.
Yeah.
Which is an instant speed. Search your library for anything and put it in the graveyard.
Yeah.
He'll probably do that on the upkeep unless he wants to draw one of the cards that he's about to put back.
I also don't think he has a second Monosaurus, but he does have a couple of 2-mana reanimates. He has an Exhume, and I believe maybe an Animate Dead on top.
Mother Runes making sure you've learned your lesson.
Mother Runes beats, baby. Oh, and there's the Rest in Peace. Get him. Get him. The Thalia was not the main thing. The Rest in Peace is going to be very difficult for Andrew to deal with. He's going to have to find an Abrupt Decay very quickly. There is one still on the top of his deck. He left it there from the second down when he brainstormed, so he is just going to pass the turn, probably not Entomb here, but he will lose his Lotus Petal in the process of Abrupt Decaying here.
So Andrew's just continuously getting set back every step of this game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, completely unable to capitalize on any of his degenerate combo because of all the hate bear cards that are flying out of Garrett's deck.
Bob from accounting.
So Bob from accounting, yeah. Garrett choosing to pick the dual lands here because he's not afraid of losing any to Wasteland. Not that Andrew's playing it. Or he is, right? No?
Nope.
No Wastelands, okay.
No Wastelands, not at all. Need mana too much. Colored mana is very important in a combo deck. Don't really care about their lands too much, unless they're named Caracas.
Interesting enough.
Interesting sort of Fire and Ice instead of the Batterskull or the Jite. Might have the Batterskull in hand, but the sword is actually represents a ton of damage right here. Wow. And a lot of resources gained.
With port. Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough, especially because he does not have that Abrupt Decay in hand until this draw step.
That's right.
Right
there
here.
It is.
Bam.
Okay, so, well, it's not like, okay, yes, he would have Abrupt Decayed end of turn, or maybe even past one more turn, because he has the life to survive.
Yeah, he's not stripped on life right now, but he is stripped on resources.
Oh, he just drew a Thoughtseize. Here it comes.
Man.
Goodbye, Abrupt Decay.
Oh, man.
Everything is going right for Garrett in this match. Andrew is unfortunately just completely deprived.
So he does have a Massacre, which is decent. Might draw out the Thoughtseize in this case.
Is it right though? It's a sorcery, right? Instant. What is Massacre?
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a tough pick between the Massacre and the Abrupt Decay at this point, because Massacre is literally Wrath of God, for free.
For free, but do you give up the? Do you give up the
targeted removal on the Rest in Peace? It's a great question.
I don't think so. I think he has to keep Rest in Peace alive.
Yeah, which is what he chooses.
I mean, Massacre is going to take out
2 of his guys at least. But the other thing is, Sword of Fire and Ice gets around that.
It does. That's why he fetched it up first.
Yeah.
So he's looking to equip, and he's going to get massacred, would be my guess. What?
Nope.
Why
Doesn't
not?
even do it. Gotta save it.
But now the mother lives through Massacre.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that was... If Massacre is an instant... Yeah, we're going to look this up real quick.
Oh, no, Massacre is a sorcery, so...
All right. So,
excellent.
So yes, taking Abrupt Decay there is very easy.
More than correct. And the sword is just an extra beating on Garrett's side for Andrew. Couldn't really do anything about it. Yeah, binning the Massacre there, saying it's not going to do anything. I need to find an answer for this rest in peace, or I am dead. He does not have any show and tell effects, anything like that. He has to cheat it into play from his graveyard. There's no other way around that. And he does not even have the full set of Abrupt Decays. He only has 3, and now 2.
Do you ever feel like if you're in a reanimator player, you should, instead of boarding in Abrupt Decays for the rest in pieces, just take Helms? Just board Helms? Do you ever get enough mana for
Oh,
that?
man, that would be awesome if you ever had 4 mana, but it just doesn't happen. I mean, you only run like 17 lands at times, plus petals. Andrew here is only running...
He did bring in the Jaces.
He's only running 18 mana sources in his main deck, and that includes 4 Lotus Petals. So he's only running 14 lands. So that Helm is never getting cast. So he did have Jace, so that's interesting. It's not really going to do anything here. I think he's just... I mean, he needs to dig for an Abrupt Decay here. This Thought Seized Resolves, taken into him.
It's not like Entomb hurts him at all in this point, like getting one.
Yeah.
He did put 2 cards he wants on top, but at the same time, if he cracks that fetch, he's going to...
I think he only put 1 card that he wants on top.
Okay, and ported.
And port the Black Source. Yep. So he's thinking of entombing right now to get the shuffle.
He can fail to find, actually, here, too. If he doesn't feel like binning anything...
No, he can't fail to find because Entomb has to hit.
Oh, it hits a
anything.
spell.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so he needs to pick something, but it can be just a Garbo card.
Yeah. So because Entomb doesn't have any restrictions on what it can find, it has to find something if there is anything to find.
Basically, if you have a deck, you have to pull a card out.
Yeah. If there are cards in your deck, you gotta find one.
That's right. I thought it specified creature or land, but it's anything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, another card that R&D department was like, oh, and there's a handshake.
There's the handshake. So he says that is that. Could not find another Abrupt Decay. Rest in Peace is really a problem against Reanimator. It is very tough to find a solution for that is not Abrupt Decay, and that pulls you into 3 colors, which is really a strain on your mana base.
It is true. I mean,
lands. Oh
Reanimator is one of those decks that just gets a monster out on turn 2 or 3, and you just win with it. You ride that monster's coattails.
Try and ride the Gristlebrand till the end of the days.
And like if your opponent just doesn't have the answer to it, then it's over.
Yeah.
Right, and then you just reanimate